Today we need to keep this conversation about the West going. And that's not to apologise for it, but to truly understand it. You see, those of us that are lucky enough to find ourselves living in these great Western nations today, and that's regardless of skin colour, ethnicity or heritage, we're not the owners of this civilization, we're merely the custodians. And custodianship comes with responsibility. You see, the freedoms that we live under today were not handed down from elites in boardrooms. They were paid for by people whose names we will never know. People whose only marker of existence is a faded gravestone, if they were lucky enough to get one at all. Families tied to a land they'd never own, mining 6 days a week with one candle between them. Children crawling underneath spinning machines, risking amputation just to keep production moving. Men signing up for hazardous voyages across the globe, knowing that many of them would never return. It includes those pressed into service and sent to fight in wars that they never started. It includes those sold into slavery and worked to exhaustion on plantations. It includes the poor of every colour, every creed, every corner of history, people who lived pitifully hard lives so that their descendants might live better ones. Most of them never benefited, but we have. And this is where we need to be honest about power. When I talk about elites, I'm not talking about everyday people who succeeded or worked hard. It's about a small ownership and influence class that historically did benefit from the plantations, monopolies, empire and extraction, and whose wealth compounded over the generations. These people were never the miners. They never were factory hands or conscripts. They never were servants or labourers. And yet today, their descendants and those who occupy similar positions of power increasingly use that accumulated wealth and influence to criticise, dismantle and destabilise the very societies that the rest of our ancestors built through sacrifice. And then alongside them is this class of hangers-on, careerists, activists, media figures and bureaucrats who gain status or security by advancing ideas that sell both their own ancestors and everyone else's short. And that distinction matters because there's a dangerous myth today that anyone with pale skin was somehow an overlord or a master. That history, which is neatly divided into villains and beneficiaries, just is not true. It wasn't. The truth is that the vast majority of our forebears, yours and mine, were poor, expendable and simply trying to survive. What makes the West remarkable isn't that it was perfect, it's that it learned. Racism existed, and in some place it clearly still does. But we are living in the most free, tolerant, self-correcting version of our societies that's ever existed. And the sheer number of non-white people who want to live here is a testament to that fact. People are not risking everything to escape from the West, they're risking everything to join it. Now that doesn't mean that the West is beyond criticism, but it means it's worth preserving.